With us today, here's Howard. He's an old-timer. He's in Rochester, New York. Says hello. Howard, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Hey, Chris, every time somebody brings up the St. Louis Hawks, I got a call. I remember in the old days listening to KMOX in my bedroom, my mother yelling at me about listening, but listen, look up these two guys. Tell me how great these two players were. They'd never get any run. Cliff Hagan
and Lavalette.
Jumpin' Joe Caldwell.
Oh, Jumpin' Joe Caldwell. Yeah, very good.
They were phenomenal players. And remember, in KMOX in those days, Skip Carey did those games.
Yeah, this is in the early 60s, right?
Early 60s. I listened every night. The St. Louis Hawks were a very, very underrated team in history.
They were.
Bill Bridges, Zelmo Beatty, Jumpin' Joe Caldwell. They moved to Atlanta.
Lenny Wilkins.
Lost their identity in their town.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent point. Now remember,
yeah.
Now remember, Pettit was, he was great in the 50s.
He was old.
He was old when you were starting to listen,
right?
To the radio.
Zelmo Beatty took over. And he was a really, really good player, Zelmo Beatty. But they had a very good team, and they get no run at all. So, but Cliff Hagan and Jumpin' Joe Caldwell and Gus Johnson and Nate Thurman and Dave Collins. There are none of those players around today, Chris.
Yeah, you forgot about Gus. Gus was on that team, too. The Hawks, don't forget, folks, Carey, his father, is doing the Cardinals for a long time before he moved to Chicago. What the hell was his first name? Carey? The long-time Harry Carey. Doing the Cardinals. Skip's living in St. Louis, so Skip's doing the Hawks. And then when they moved to Atlanta, Skip went with him. He did the Hawks in Atlanta, and then he got the Brave job in the mid-'60s. So I don't know if he got it in the mid-'60s. And then, of course, Skip, one of the great broadcasters you're ever going to hear. Funny and everything else. Never forget Skip. All those years sitting at Shea Stadium, Mets Braves in the '99 playoffs. Okay, the Mets lost the Braves in 6. Skip Carey doing the games. They rotated on radio in those days because obviously TBS didn't do the playoff games. And Skip is reading novels during the games. Never forget, reading novels. But I loved them. Loved Skip. Loved them. Anyway, he did the old Hawks in the 60s. Remember, the Hawks were a very, very good team. Won a championship in '58 with Alex Hannum. Beat the Celtics. Russell had a bad ankle. They beat the Celtics along the way. So Hannum is one of the few guys who's ever beaten Boston. Matter of fact, if you think about it, the 2 championships that Russell did not win, 11 of 13, he played 13 years, he won 11 championships. The 2 he didn't win, one was 58-59. Well, is it 57-58? I think it's 57-58. Yeah, 58-59 they won. They beat the Lakers. 57-58. And the other one he didn't win was 66-67. Who coached both teams that beat him? Alex Hannum. Won the Hawks. Then, of course, Wilt a little later on in a 66-67 team. Here's Ronnie in California. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Ron, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? What do you have?
I don't know. I just want to talk about the greatest coach ever, Brad Stevens. What the heck has he done, dog? Has he won any championships at all?
No, he got a long way to go. He's been to 2 or 3 Final Fours. He's won 2 or 3 Final Fours at Butler, for crying out loud. Butler.
I know, but according to your standards, and I know your standards pretty high, this is the greatest and Brad Stevens when he go together.
Well, let me ask you. I'm going to ask you a question. All right, I'm going to ask you a question. All right, right now, top of your head. Let's go through some NBA coaches. And you tell me if you think that coach, outside of Popovich, I guess even Kerr, because he's done a hell of a job. So, Kerr's got a lot of weapons there, but he's done a hell of a job. Name me the better, you think that Brad Stevens is a better coach than Tyrone Lue?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You think he's a better coach than the guy who never wins in the playoffs down there in Houston? D'Antoni?
D'Antoni?
He's better coach. He's better coach. You think he's a better coach?
The greatest coach. We're talking. You're saying greater, greatest. You're putting up. You want to are using greatest in terms of the greatest.
No, right now he's right now outside of Popovich.
Riley up there.
No. You're right, Ronnie. Riley and Jackson and Auerbach. You got to win some championships. Nobody's arguing that. Jack Ramsey. I mean, a coaching tree. No, he's got to win some championships. But they're 34-11 with 8 new players. All right, 34-11. They got to the conference final last year. You find me right now. You go through the NBA right now, and you go look around, and you go tell me how many coaches are better than him. Now, Carlisle's a hell of a coach, but I don't think he's better than him. Popovich, yes, but and I know a lot of people like Eric Spoelstra. Brad Stevens is a better coach than Eric Spoelstra. I'm sorry. Now, how many coaches in the NBA are better than him? Go ahead. He's the second best coach in the league. And I'm only giving Popovich won 5 championships. I got to be fair. Second coach in the league. And he doesn't, until this year, where's his Hall of Famer? Kyrie Irving's going to go to the Hall of Fame, but until this year, where did he have one? What, Avery Bradley? Horford? Who? Name me one. Last couple of years when they made the playoffs and been a factor. Where, Gerald Wallace? Where is his MVP? Let me hear. Which one? Where's his Hall of Famer? Popovich got me in Hall of Famers down there. Where's his Hall of Riley had Magic and Kareem. I went with them too, Paul West had one. Where are the Hall of Famers in Boston? Let me hear. He's got one now. Got one now. No argument. What, Al Horford going to the Hall of Fame? Who in Boston? Now, Brown's a young kid, and don't give me Jason Tatum, all right? Who right now outside of Kyrie Irving is a Hall of Famer on that team? Let me hear. And how about last year? Stop. The guy's more than good. 8 in front of the hour. We continue. Mad Dog Unleashed.
Steve Phillips.